Okay, prediction time. San Francisco 49ers versus Indianapolis Colts. I'm excited to talk about this. I hope you guys are as well. It's coming up Sunday Night Football at Levi Stadium. Hey yo, it's Brian here. I know it sounded kind of weird not hearing that for the first 0 seconds of the video, but wanted to mix it up a little bit and mix up the whole structure of this video. It's going to be a little bit more freestyle like I sometimes do in audio only videos, but you know what? Just want to talk about this. I'm excited to talk about this matchup. 49ers, they're on a losing streak, but hopefully this bye week rejuvenated them. Hopefully D'Amico Ryans, Kyle Shanahan made some good adjustments because they needed to make some adjustments big time. They weren't looking really good this whole time for the past season right now in 2021. They've had some great moments, but they've had some terrible moments as well. So I'm hoping that they can clean it up. I'm going to be assuming that Jimmy Garoppolo is now the starter. I thought Trey Lance was going to start, but it's looking like he's not available for practice. Jimmy's available 100%. That's what we're going to be assuming for this video. Also, the Indianapolis Colts, they do have a couple of injuries. Quentin Nelson, he did practice today or this week as of this video. T.Y. Hilton, he did not, so I don't know what their status is going to be coming into this matchup, but hey, we'll find out later on this week. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday, nothing too crazy for me. Have a new podcast out if you guys want to check it out. Link will be in the description below. It's about my trip to California for the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. I personally enjoyed it. I hope you guys will take a quick listen on my experience there, talking about beaches, In-N-Out Burger. It was a lot of fun. I will admit that, and hopefully me and Lou can take a trip to California together eventually. I don't know when, but it'll be fun to chill and be in Los Angeles County, right? But anyways, going back to the video, 49ers versus Indianapolis Colts. 49ers, in order to win this game, they got to stop Jonathan Taylor. That's really the biggest thing that I would worry about if you're the 49ers defense, because Taylor, he can go off in terms of running the football. He is amazing. He did struggle a little bit early on in the season, but I think he's finding his groove to what he was as a rookie last year in 2020. He's one of my favorite players right now, and I think I mentioned in my last video that he was in my fantasy team, so he got me 30 points against the Houston Texans. That's amazing, right? The Colts, they're looking a little bit better than they did early on in the season. That I know they've had some struggles, some setbacks in terms of their season, but they're looking like a team that they can contend in the AFC South with the Tennessee Titans, although the Titans look amazing right now with Derrick Henry, but they got their own Jonathan Taylor, so can you be disappointed if you're a Colts fan or anything like that? The Colts, they did have a bye week as well, like the 49ers. They beat the Houston Texans. I mean, come on, the Texans, they're not really the best team right now in the NFL. I think they play the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday, so good luck to them on that. But for Colts, they have a great running game. Carson Wentz, he can be a good quarterback when he wants to be, because the only thing that's holding him back, to be honest with you, is his health issues. But other than that, he's going to a familiar offense with Frank Wright. He has some pretty good talent. In terms of the Colts, the offensive line's really good. Defense is underrated, although it's not really performing as we thought it would for whatever reason. It is what it is, but the Colts, I think they can have a rebound game against the 49ers, but I don't want that to happen. I want the 49ers to win because, hey, I'm a 49er fan, right? But for the 49ers, as I said, stop Jonathan Taylor. DeForest Buckner, that's going to be his homecoming game against the 49ers at Levi Stadium. He's having reports or saying that the 49ers didn't want to meet him halfway in terms of a contract deal before getting traded to the Colts. I don't know who's won this trade really yet, the 49ers or the Colts yet. I mean, they got Buckner. We got Javon Kinlaw, essentially. Kinlaw, I still think he's a raw talent, but he can potentially be a great player. I still do believe in that, but he has to stay healthy on the field. Buckner, he's been healthy essentially all year in his whole career in San Francisco, and he hasn't disappointed at all in Indianapolis. I think they got a really good trade out of it, but I'm hoping the 49ers and Kinlaw can work things out in order for this to be an amazing trade. And I think they traded down with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the 2020 draft that year. I don't know. We'll see how that pans out as well. But for the most part, the Colts, they should be very happy with Buckner. The Niners, they should be happy with Kinlaw. Although I think the 49ers, they do miss Buckner badly because the run game is not that great, to be honest with you. I think that's the part that we're missing about him in particular. But hey, it is what it is. The trade happened. Buckner, I've always wished him the best of luck in Indianapolis, and so far, he has not disappointed you guys in Indy at all. So I hope you guys are happy with him, and I'm kind of miss him quite a bit. So DeForest, if you're ever watching this video, I miss you badly. Love you. But anyways, back to the 49ers. Other things to look upon, the secondary. I want to see how the secondary performs against Carson Wentz and company. I know Carson's not really the focal point of the offense, but he can still throw the ball quite well when he's healthy. I mean, I always got to put a caveat right there. The secondary has been atrocious for the most part all year long for the 49ers. I think they might have had one decent game. I think against the Cardinals a little bit, but even then, DeAndre Hopkins and company, they had their game on Sunday a couple of weeks ago. 49ers, they got to step it up big time. I hope they do. I hope D'Amico Ryans made some big adjustments for this game coming up and just for the whole season in general, having a bye week. I think this was the perfect time to have a bye week if you're the 49ers because injuries, losing streak, just got to end the week, end it on a positive note as much as you can. And they sort of did with the Cardinals. They only held them to 17 points, which is absolutely amazing because the Cardinals, they're a really high-scoring offense, and Kyler Murray company, they could do a lot of damage. And for the 49ers to do that, to have a great defensive performance, that's really good sign right there. But I want to see more, definitely. The offense is much to be desired, considering the fact we have a lot of great talent within the running backs. I think JaMycal Hasty should be making his return this week. I'm excited to see him because he's a dynamic player. He is a little bit raw in terms of talent, but at the same time, he can make a big difference. I hope he's in there with Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon in terms of the rotation backs because we need to go back to that running back by committee full time because for the most part with all the injuries, somebody's going to have to take the big lead all year long, and that's not how the 49ers work. You got to run a running back by committee, and I think the 49ers can get back to that eventually. Jimmy Garoppolo, assuming he's the starter for this game, he definitely has to improve big time. He has to make those big plays as much as he can. He has to stay healthy. That's the biggest issue with him. So, if I'm him, I would just try my best to play good football, in my opinion. The receivers, they got to do a much better job on helping Jimmy or Trey Lance because they've had some great moments, but at the same time, they've had some terrible drops, especially with Trey Lance. I know it's kind of new with a new quarterback, but at the same time, you got to help your quarterback a little bit and catch the balls in order to have a successful offense, and they haven't really been doing that for the past few weeks. I hope they can improve upon that big time. So if I'm picking a team right now, if I had to really pick who I think is going to win this matchup, I'd probably would go with the 49ers. I know, right? For the 6th, 7th game in a row, I'm going with the 49ers. My current record now is 2-3 in terms of prediction. I feel like an idiot right now, but I'm still going to go with them because having a bye week, that does help. Although, as I said, the Colts, they had their bye week against the Houston Texans last week, so that was pretty much an easy steamroll win over them. But both teams, they do have injuries on both sides, so that is a little bit concerning for both. But I think the 49ers, the way that they're trying to be motivated because they know they're behind in the NFC West race, this is a big-time game in a big-time setting on Sunday Night Football. They have to win this matchup. If they don't, then I think the playoff chances are going to go a little bit down the drain a little bit. So this is a very important matchup. I think the 49ers are going to be a little bit in desperation mode and fully rejuvenated for this matchup. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. I think they stopped Jonathan Taylor, not a lot, but enough to where they can win the game big time. So he doesn't get those big 20-plus yard runs because he's capable of doing that. And also, he's a very effective ball catcher in the backfield. They got to stop him from that as well. So if I've got to pick a final score for the 49ers to win this matchup, I'd probably say they win 26-24. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but the 49ers, I think they're going to give up some points because that's just how the defense is with the secondary. But I think the offense can do enough to where the running game is effective and Deebo Samuel can go off in this game. Hopefully they use Brandon Ayuk in this game often. And they got to use Trent Sherfield too. I don't know why Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to use him as much. I know he's a special teams player, but they can use him a little bit more in my opinion. So yep, that's pretty much it, you guys. 49ers and Colts. I hope to have a good discussion with y'all. Who are you guys picking to win this matchup? Please let me know in the comments below. And I'll catch you guys up hopefully Thursday or Friday when I talk more about the 49ers and the 49er community. Bye, guys. Love y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. I hope you guys enjoy this new format for a little bit.